Welcome, everybody, to the Deal Makers Podcast, episode 2. Last week, we had our first episode where James, my business partner, was interviewing me. So you guys get to know me a little bit. So I was on the hot seat, but now I get to interview James so you guys can learn a little bit more about who he is. So welcome, James.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I am
Appreciate
excited
it.
that now I get to grill you and ask you the difficult questions. So are you ready for these questions that I'm going to ask you?
It feels like a game show. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Well, let's go, man. Let's jump right into it. I believe that our audience is going to get a lot of value out of hearing your story, where you came from. So I want you to start from the beginning. How did you get involved with real estate?
So I'll give you the short version. Out of high school, started working in tool and die. So 17 years old, tool and die. If you don't know what tool and die is, think about 8 Mile, the movie 8 Mile, where you saw the stamping plant where they're stamping the car parts. So
was that you? You were one of those guys almost in the background?
they called me Slim Shady back in the day, but we're not going to get into that today. So I started on the floor, sweeping the floors, running the drill press, 17 years old, making $8 an hour, right? 55 hours a week. I'll never forget. I would 55 hours a week, made $390, and I was elated. Wow. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Anyways, there for 12 years, worked my way up into the office, project manager, started actually designing and doing AutoCAD for the dies. And it was, things were moving great. And then 2008 happened, right? So auto industry crashed, freezed. We were one of the lucky shops who got to keep our jobs, right? But everything froze, like no raises for 3 years, etc. And so at that point, we had a very young family and 2 little boys, and it became pretty clear that this wasn't the answer, right? And so Lauren, my wife, she got licensed as a nurse in Florida. And at that point, real estate was always, for years before I quit there, on my heart. Me and a buddy went to a couple of RIA meetings, just trying to learn stuff, very young, 26, 27 years old, very young, just trying to learn, had no idea anything about it except for it looked like a path to financial freedom. And so Lauren got, again, licensed in Florida. I got my real estate license in Florida, in Michigan, so did it all online, was licensed. And her and I decided to pack up our family in 2011, January 1st. 2011, and move our entire life to this little community called Fishhawk Ranch in just outside of Tampa.
Which you're still stuck in, by the way. No matter how hard I try,
you say stuck.
Move out of Fishhawk, man. Come on.
You say stuck, but it's pretty nice. So anyways, so her sister already moved there. She had a cousin there, so we flew down before we moved, to see, in Michigan, we didn't have anything like that. It's a master plan community with 5 pools and its own school system and all this stuff and 30 miles of trails. And I'm I don't understand what I'm looking at. Because in Michigan, it was just one neighborhood, nothing was connected. And so it was mind blowing to us. We get to go to all these 5 pools and we can just rent this. We rented a little townhome just to make sure we liked it, and have been there ever since. So 2011, moved here, didn't know anybody, had no network, no real estate training. Lauren worked 4 days a week as a nurse, 12, 13-hour shifts. So I was raising the boys, just trying to get my business off the ground, and joined, with lack of judgment, of Coldwell Banker. I said, hey, this is where I got to go. This is, it's a big brand name. How do I?
So you got your real estate license in Florida and then joined Coldwell Banker?
Yep. Coldwell Banker, 2011. Did 0 deals my first year. 0. Learned a lot. Let
me stop you right there. Just so for the audience, because I think there's some value there. Why do you believe you didn't do any deals in your first year?
A big part was obviously my environment, for one. But secondly, I was focused on non-income producing tasks. So I would build a website and I would tweak it. And how do I get leads? And I would do this and try to, put a sticker on my card. Instead of getting out and networking with investors, going to meetups, finding communities like ours, they're looking back at it, there was so many different things that I could have done that my broker, I love her. If you ever watch this, I love you. We're still good friends. But it was just a different mentality of a brokerage.
Yeah, it was a different time as well, though. In all fairness, back then we were coming out of a recession. Things were a little bit different. So yeah, no, we get it. I just figured like there's probably a lot of people getting into the market right now as agents, and they're like, why am I not doing any deals, right?
Yeah.
So it's just that struggle that I want agents to not feel alone with. Happens to a lot of folks.
Yep. So was there for a year, moved over to a brokerage that you may know called Yellowfin. I was there for a little bit and decided to get my broker's license and move out on my own. And then divine intervention happened. And my broker at the time said, hey, I want you to meet this investor. I told her, I said, hey, I want to become a broker. I want to do investing. Like nobody was teaching me. I wanted to get out and learn. It was a passion. I knew that I got into real estate, not to run buyers around all weekend and do open houses. And like, that's not what I loved about real estate. I loved the idea of creative deals and, owning real estate and investing and all this stuff. Right. And so, told my broker at the time, like, hey, I just got my broker's license. I'm going to go on my own. And, I want to learn investing. I want to do investing. And she, by God's grace, said, hey, I got a guy that you might need to meet. And that guy was you. And we met in 2014 and, the rest is history.
Yeah, man. No, it's like you said, divine intervention. God had a plan for us in our lives, and I'm grateful because when I did meet you, I just remember being like, man, this guy is super hungry and super motivated, and I really hadn't met a lot of folks in real estate that were like that and just willing to put the hours in. And if we sit here and say that that's changed, it hasn't. I think we're both still very hungry.
Working more now.
We're working more, but this is a passion for us, right? So I enjoy it. I mean, I'll put 15 hours in today. It doesn't feel like 15 hours though, man, because I loved it. We were speaking this morning, like we were recording videos, content, driving in more loans. You got Novation. I mean, all the amazing things that happen. Hey, this is great. We're living the dream right now, but it didn't come easy, right? And so that's 100%. What I want to talk to you about next. What were some of the biggest mistakes and regrets that you might have from your early on career in real estate?
Biggest regrets and mistake. I would say the biggest regret that I have is not getting involved in investing earlier. And we've talked about this. You know, it's the law of the first deal. You don't know, you're scared, you're nervous, you don't feel like you can do it. And even like I had you at my disposal, somebody who's, flipped hundreds of properties and, but I regret not getting started earlier. And just taking the leap of faith, like finding a mentorship, like finding the community that you need to be in and around to help you get your goals. And then execution, man, like the analysis paralysis. It's like, oh my gosh, you just I have to learn everything. I have to know everything. There's all these fears. And what happens if it goes wrong and this and that. And then looking back now, it's like, holy smokes. Like now I'm hungry for like, where's the next deal? I need a deal. Okay. The exit strategy right now is to buy and hold. Okay. But you and I found this amazing deal that we're going to, renovate in 10 days and flip. And that's great.
10-day flip, baby.
And so like, it's such a different mentality now. And the law of the first deal is real, man. Like it is real. For people who have never done their first deal, the advice I can give you is you just have to pull the trigger and believe that it's going to work out and talk yourself into that it's going to work out. Like self-affirmations, this is not going to fail. Although make sure that you're educated. Don't do it, blindly. Like, obviously go through your research, understand what you're doing, understand how the numbers work, find a community like Dealmakers Academy where you can understand how to underwrite and how to lead generate and how to do all those things. So understand that thing first, but don't be scared to pull the trigger. And if you need a partner, find a partner to JV with. Like that's huge. I know it's something you do,
that's awesome.
Something we do. But that's my biggest regret, not starting early enough, man. Like letting fear lose years of my life of things that I could have built back then. So
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, at least you're recognizing it. And I think that's a lot of value for agents and new agents or even seasoned agents that might feel right now like they're kind of stuck. You pivoted and decided early on that, hey, I want to work with investors. I want to become an investor eventually. And you have, right? But if you're looking back and talking to 2011 James or 2012 James that had just gotten his real estate license, because I've heard you say this even to agents today. Why do you believe working with investors can change their career?
Well, if you look at statistics, I mean, like real estate's a numbers game. Everything's numbers, right? So if you look at statistics, like retail buyers typically or sellers typically buy or sell once every 5 to 7 years. That's statistically proven. Investors, if they're legitimate investors who buy and sell property or buy and hold property, they're looking to buy, sometimes 5 to 10 a month. And so the sheer formula of that is mind-blowing. Like working with people who do 10 times the amount of transactions, it just makes more sense. And it's a different world. It's a different mentality. It's a different skill set, right? So understanding how investors work, understanding numbers that investors are looking for, it's not hard. And for whatever reason, agents have like this, investors are slimy. They just want all these lowball offers. I'm not going to waste my time. Fine. Please don't waste your time, because guess what? And not
will.
Not to sound rude, but we'll do it, and my agents will do it. And we know that there's so much more opportunity. Not only is there more opportunity for us to close more transactions for investors, but to learn the investment game for ourselves. These investors have so much knowledge that realtors don't know. And so by partnering with good investors like yourself, like, the investors we have in our group, you learn so much by working with them if you want to become an investor. And I'll tell you what, when I got into real estate, I didn't get into real estate to, like I said, open doors and hold open houses. Like I got in to build wealth. And I bet a lot of agents feel the same way. And so if that was you, why wouldn't you want to get around people who are doing that to learn? And then you get double dipping and you get to help them buy and sell. Plus you get to do it yourself. Like Carlos, you're I shouldn't say just an investor, but you don't have a real estate license. So it's not like you can go out and help other people buy and sell. As an agent, I can help you buy and sell, and I can help myself buy and sell, right? Double dip. So
one is a relationship basis too, right? Because I send you leads and referrals all the time, right? Because you're my guy. We built that relationship, but other agents can learn to do that as well with investors, and they'll get the residual. They'll get the referrals from their investor that's not a real estate agent when things pop up, because you're helping and you're adding value. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, right?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer to me, and I get it. Some agents will be traditional all day long and forever. I get that.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you're hungry and you're, the investment side, entices or intrigues you, like just get in front and get around the community that's going to help foster that drive inside of you to do more. We all want to do more, be more, become more. Like find those people.
So I know already, because I know you, what value you bring as a InvestCore broker. That's your business. That's your brokerage. And I know the value that you're bringing to your agents, but I want you to share that with the audience, because I don't think they really truly understand what value you're bringing until you share a story like Tracy, who just joined your brokerage. I don't want to, steal your thunder. I want you to explain it. But to me, I was just blown away. I was blown away at what you were able to do for one of your agents that just joined your brokerage. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So InvestCore Realty is a hybrid brokerage. It's a hybrid model, right? We love retail. I do retail all the time. I have retail clients. I have retail deals fall to me just from being in the business for so long. I'll have somebody say, hey, I need to buy, like I have a guy who I coached with 10 years ago. He's like, hey, I need to buy a house in Auburndale. Can you help me? We went and looked at 3 houses. He's buying one cash for $500,000. So nice. Like retail things happen all the time. However, there's a lot more opportunity, or I shouldn't say a lot more. There is other opportunities on the other side, the creative side, the assignment side, the sub 2 side, the double close side, the novation side. There's a lot of other strategies that we can look at as agents, but also acting like investors ourselves. And so the story you brought up. So I have an agent who I've known for years. We met at actually the Florida Realtor Convention, sitting there eating lunch. She was there with one of her friends. We just start talking, and I'll cut it short, but we kept in Facebook friends, kept in contact. And then I get asked to speak at the Realtor Pitch Group that you spoke at this morning. And so I go out there and I give a presentation regarding the investor savvy agent. Like, what does it look like to be an investor savvy agent? And I went through different scenarios of how we've, doubled, tripled, quadrupled commissions on different deals, just by knowing different strategies. And Tracy was there. And
I remember I was there too, right? That's the one that I came with you with.
Blown away. So she's like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. So about a month later, she moved her license, and teaching her the creative side of real estate. And so she finds a property, and she knows the seller. So that helped her. And so she goes into the property and she calls me and she's like, hey, I know there's more money to be made here than just listing it.
Oh, love it. She recognized it already.
Yeah. I'm like, perfect. So we start talking through it. Long story short, we end up contracting on the price. So the seller wanted 80, and I'll hypothesize it, or I'll do the numbers differently. But the seller wanted 80. I knew what the ARV was. So ARV, after repair value, I knew it was like 325, 350. He only wanted 80. So immediately, it's a deal. Like a 1,500 square foot house, it's a deal. And so he wanted 80. We offered 100. I gave him 100. Like I said, hey, Tracy, let's get him 100. Let's make him happy. He's going to be ecstatic. He was. He's like, oh, you're going to give me 20 grand more. He's so happy. So I walked her through this transaction of, okay, we're going to contract on this ourselves. And then we're going to look for an end buyer to assign this contract to. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm with you. I'm like, okay. So
I trust you, James.
Yeah, that's what and she knew that it was possible, but she had no idea.
Take the wheel, buddy. Let's go.
So we contract on the property, and she's a part of every conversation I have. I essentially ran the deal for her. She's a part of every conversation, every email. Lots of things happened. It ended up triple closing, which was fun. If you've ever been a part of one of those, that was fun. So
quadruple. I mean, there's a bunch. I've been part of a lot of those daisy chain deals.
Yeah, and we knew it was being double closed, but didn't know it was being triple closed. And so, long story short, we contracted on it at 100. She found an investor for 142.5. We closed on it. That investor sold it for 155. That investor sold it for 164. So it ended up selling at the end of the day for 164. But Tracy, instead of walking into a property and saying, okay, I'm going to list this for 100, I'm going to make 3% commission, so I'll make $3,000. We identified an opportunity where the seller still got the amount he wanted, and we identified the opportunity that she made $42,000 instead of $3,000.
Wow.
So there's some value there, I would say.
Absolutely, man. And that's just partnering up with someone who knows a little bit more than you do. I mean, that's it, James.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty, that not only do we add value to students, to agents, to everyone, but it's this community that we're building. So one of the final questions that I've got for you here. Now, looking at everything that you've built so far, what excites you the most about combining the brokerage with deal makers and just creating this ecosystem for not only agents, but everyone within the community to learn about real estate?
The exciting part is impacting people's lives. Like, obviously, we do things to be financially rewarded ourselves. Like, I'm not going to say that's not there, but impacting people's lives is, I'm at that point where if I can, like, the feeling that I got from Tracy closing that deal, it might be better than her feeling, right? So, like, helping impact other people's lives or other people that's a part of our communities, like helping them build wealth, helping them cash massive checks, like changing legacies, like changing people's lives and their families' lives. It's huge to me. And so like, we've done a lot together. Obviously, we've been working together for a long time. We're still doing stuff together. but the impact that we have on others is it's fire to me. Like, it's driving me. Like, I just had 2 new agents join this week, and they found us because we're investor friendly, and I know that I can help them, in terms of helping them grow their business. Agents that join us, like, how can I help you grow your business? But also not just grow the transactional side, but how can we help you build wealth? And so the idea of like changing people's legacies and leaving wealth for their next generations, it's everything to me right now.
That's awesome, man. No, and I'm glad that we're equally yoked that way. And I think that's what drives us both every day to put the long hours in and to do the things that we need to do, because we are here to help. We've done well for ourselves. We've put ourselves in a position already, that is great. It's not where we want to be yet, but I know we're in the right direction.
There's always the next level, right? Always the next level.
Well, we're always pushing ourselves, right? This is who we are. But to be able to help others who could potentially be struggling right now, or have that, man, I really want to become an investor, but I just don't know where to start, or I want to do something different with my life. I'm tired of sitting behind a desk. Well, here it is. Why wait? We're building something so awesome that is going to just give so much education, but also allow you to come alongside of us. And I think that's what makes it different, man. We're not just pushing a course and saying, here, go read this ebook and watch these videos and you'll be fine. Oh no, we can do that, and that's great. But it's also, hey, why don't you come join us at this event? Come join us at one of the free educational, events that we have at our office. If you're local, jump on a Zoom with us once a week or once every other week and ask as many questions as you want about the stuff that you're learning. I mean, I think we're
join us at the board trainings we're doing.
Board trainings, RIA trainings. I mean, I think we're really adding a lot of value. So I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited that we're doing this together. One last question that, I really want the audience to get to know you personally a little bit. And I want you to tell them, what is your why? Why have you done this and built this real estate brokerage and empire? And why do you want to continue to grow it?
The why is usually pretty simple. If you're a family guy, like as a father, as a husband, like you always want to provide a better life for your family than you had. And not that I had a terrible, like, Mom, if you watch this, like, I love you. Life was great.
Sorry, Miss Roy.
Yeah, we always want to build a better life for our family and provide, in a way that, we didn't have as kids growing up. And so my why every morning, it's my wife. I love her. 20 years married, 3 awesome boys.
So good.
Showing them what work ethic looks like. Like when I get a Father's Day card or whatever, it's always like, Dad, you're the hardest worker I've ever met. Like the work ethic that they see. I just started a Bible study with my 3 boys, like pouring into the boys. That is, my why. And eventually, if I get there, I want to be able to, pour into my parents too. They just retired. I want to take them on vacations. I want, like, there's bigger things, than just my family. But to be honest, like the legacy of other people, of pouring, like your legacy of helping other people's legacies is like tenfold. And so all of it combined, man, like it's so powerful. The amount of knowledge and experience that combined we have to, help other people, which, Zig Ziglar, help enough people get what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that quote. Yes.
Love it, man. And that's what it is. And doing it from a place of generosity, of not, of greed, and so waking up every day, thanking Lord for everything I have and pushing forward, man. Family, your family, man. I love your family. Adriana will always be my favorite agent ever if she ever wants to come back. But, it's just obviously our personal families and then our extended families, the brokerage, our students, all that stuff, man. It's just, it's driving. I love it.
That's awesome, man. Well, listen, thank you so much for getting personal there and a little vulnerable with our audience. But I think it's important that the community, the people that are going to follow us, the people that are going to tune in and watch this, understand who these guys are week in and week out that are interviewing other people. Because yes, the first interview was me, the second interview is you. However, we're going to be finding heavy hitters within the real estate community that develop, that are doing commercial, that are doing multifamily. I mean, we're going to be interviewing, and we got a pretty sick lineup already set, but we're going to be interviewing people that not only have success in business, but that have success in life and are achieving success in life by not just seeking the materialistic things, right? Wanting to add value, wanting to help people, wanting to be there for their families, doing the things that keep us all connected, right? And have a good relationship with their children. You know, the things that we do, we want to bring those similar people within this community so they can add value to you, our audience. So we're super excited. We're grateful that you're tuning in, and you're hopefully getting a lot of value out of getting to know us. But stay tuned. We are going to be providing and interviewing some amazing people here in the near future. So James, close us out, brother. What do you want to leave the audience with?
If you're thinking about getting in investing, now is the time. Everybody goes, oh, the market this, the market that. I'm telling you, like the best time to plant a tree is today. So if you're thinking any small like thought that this is something you want to do, reach out to us. Like we have mentorship programs that are super affordable. Like we don't want the barrier to entry like large. Like we want people to get in, to learn the material, and to grow as they see fit. So jump off, like take the leap of faith. I'm telling you, like my biggest regret is not starting early enough. So if this is something you want to do, we're here for you.
Take action. Deal Makers Nation, thank you so much for tuning in, and you will catch us episode 3. That'll be published in a couple of weeks, but stay tuned. We've got a great guest that we'll be announcing this Friday. Stay tuned.